Hi there, welcome to the top 5 best Max-Modded Skyrim mods for this week, basically the second week of February, where we look back at past week's episodes of Max-Modded Skyrim. And from each episode, I'll select a mod to highlight, and then at the end there will be 2 additional mods, bonus mods, to bring us up to the total of 5. So last Friday, I highlighted the mod Helgen Reborn. In that episode, we started that mod. It's a DLC-sized mod in which you don't participate in the execution scene from vanilla Skyrim. You don't see Alduin then, and instead you come into Helgen at a later date, more under your control, and then you work with Val and Crost and I don't remember the other guy's name off the top of my head right now. Marcus Janus. Marcus Janus to rebuild Helgen. And it involves some pretty awesome dungeons. I'm not going to try to pronounce the name of the awesomest one, which is Statomire or Statomar or something, but that's an epic dungeon. It's really great. So that's the reason that I wanted to draw it to everybody's attention. It's a really great DLC-sized mod. Probably one of the top 5 mods of that type. And then on Sunday, last Sunday, we really highlighted a lot of compass navigation overhaul sections. And that's probably because I started cleaning out the quest markers so that compass navigation overhaul didn't start looking so full. It's starting to really get crowded Witcher 3 style. But it's really kind of based off of more of those type of RPGs like Witcher 3, where you can see kind of a growing list of quests that you have in your journal. It basically keeps you from ever having to look at your journal again. You can just see what the quests are along the left-hand side, and then it also alters I guess you can put it anywhere. I put mine on the left-hand side, and then it also alters the actual compass. So you can see the location of where you need to go. And what I really like about it is it tells you the elevation and the distance of that marker. So you can see whether you need to climb up a mountain or go down into a valley. And then also the distance that it is away from you. It's a really, really great mod that I like a lot. Campus, I keep saying campus because of college. Compass Navigation Overhaul. And then we're going to highlight a mod tomorrow in Wednesday's episode called Quick Loot EE. All of these mods have actually been around since the beginning of this playthrough that began on 2.3.23. And Quick Loot EE is a really great mod where you don't have to actually go through the process of opening up containers. Just when you mouse over them, in third-person point of view, you'll see all of the contents of a container or a sack or a body, and then you can just select the ones that you want right there. It just really, really speeds up all inventory management and navigation. There's another one that I think is called Quick Loot RE. I had a hard time making that one compatible with my mod list, and it didn't seem as compatible to Legacy of the Dragonborn. It didn't have as much of the icons working for the list of items. So I like Quick Loot EE, but they both basically do the same thing. So you might have success with one over the other. I did. I had more success with Quick Loot EE. On to the bonus episodes. The first bonus episode isn't sexy at all, but it's in every single one of my videos. And it's behind the scenes. It's operating behind the scenes, called FSMP, Faster HDT-SMP. And basically what it does is it just, through means that are more sophisticated than I have the ability to articulate, it speeds up physics calculations. So since I have a lot of physics with clothing and hair, you really notice an increase in improvement in frame rate by using this mod, particularly if you're doing physics-based mods, and I do a lot of those. So like that mod and recommend it a lot. It's really noticeable improvement to your frame rate. And then the last bonus episode, which is also kind of operating behind the scenes, because I edit out all my traveling just for efficiency's sake. When you're watching the videos, you don't see me do any kind of traveling stuff. But behind the scenes, I'm using, I do a lot of traveling and fast traveling to get from point A to point B. And I use a mod called Unlimited Travel. And what it does is it removes the limitation of being able to travel when enemies are around, or when you're in a fight, or from the inside of dungeons. And the only problem with that, obviously, I guess maybe one problem is you might consider it cheating that you can fast travel out of a fight, but I typically just die anyway, so that doesn't really affect me. But I like being able to travel out of dungeons when you get to the end of a dungeon, just being able to leave rather than having to navigate through that shortcut. But the one problem with that is you may end up skipping a quest trigger by doing that. And I can think of one in particular that could be affected, and that would be at the end of Labyrinthian. It's really easy to finish off Mordecai and then just fast travel out of Mordecai's final chamber back to the Mage's College or wherever you're going. But if you do that, you miss the confrontation with Akano's henchmen. And you probably need to do that in order to trigger the continuation of that quest. So as long as you know that there's a little bit of a problem with that, then it's not too much of an issue. To avoid that, I usually really avoid fast traveling out of dungeons for that reason. But it certainly is convenient for a lot of other reasons, and it's a mod I highly recommend. So there you go. There's the top 5 best Max-Modded Skyrim mods for this week of February. Hope you see you next Tuesday, and I hope you enjoy tomorrow's episode and all the episodes coming up of Max-Modded Skyrim on this channel.